The most common relationship advice the older lady is willing to share with younger ladies is to not let guys waste their time. Listen to what he says, judge his actions, and learn those red flags as soon as possible. Sadly, we've all been there, right? Wasted many years of our lives with a man that wasn't willing to invest, either because he didn't love us that much or he had his own trauma to deal with, for example, those red flags, that prevented him from functioning in a healthy long-term relationship. So let's look at the many signs a guy is wasting your time and the red flags that you need to watch out for. Let's go, like and subscribe. Cancelling last minute. If you have ever had to cancel a plan last minute, you know how much guilt you feel and also the endless apologising that comes with it. And you will offer a rain check in that same conversation. However, the behaviour from someone that is wasting your time is cancelling plans with a weak apology and no rain check. If a man that you are seeing keeps cancelling everything that he is arranging, he's not willing to invest his time into you. Therefore, you need to walk away. Flaky behaviour is expected from a lizard, not from someone that is not interested in maintaining your love attention. You are chasing them. Do you find yourself double texting someone for that reassurance because they just disappear throughout the day frequently? Do you have to ask them to call you in the evenings because you've not spoken on the phone for 3 nights? Do you find that you are always making the plans to see them? If this is true, well, it means you are chasing them because they are not interested in the investment with you. Sometimes life gets in the way and we end up doing more chasing and then it flips over and the other partner does most of the chasing. However, if you feel that you are chronically chasing this person and struggling to get their attention, this is a huge sign he is wasting your time and you need to get over him. A one-sided relationship is not actually a relationship. His words and actions don't add up. A guy's words and actions need to match up, otherwise he is wasting your time. And of course, here are some examples. If he says he doesn't want a relationship, he is not interested in anything long term, yet he's hooking up with you. He's taking you to see his family, you are going on fancy dates, you buy each other Christmas presents and gifts, yet he doesn't want to put a label on it. It means he's not matching the actions to his words, therefore he's wasting your time. He wants all the fun stuff of a relationship that suits him, but also he wants to maintain his freedom because for whatever reason he doesn't want to put a label on it. And on the flip side, if a guy tells you that he wants you in his life and he wants to have a future with you, yet he doesn't do any actions to support that such label, meeting parents, it's a clear indication that words and actions don't match up and he's wasting your time. It can be confusing for us ladies because to us, words are of huge importance. So when we like someone and we listen to the words of, I like you, you make me happy, I couldn't be without you, because we are so desperate to hear them, we don't stop to actually filter the words to make sure the guy has actions to back up his statements. From an outside perspective, if you had a friend and she was dating a guy that was not investing long-term into the relationship, yet they were together but nothing was really happening, you would tell her that he was a waste of space, right? So you have to say the same thing to yourself. He is in a relationship. I had a friend that was in a secret relationship with a guy for 2 years. He was married and had children, yet they met up at least 3 times a week. They were going on holidays together and he would always say that he was leaving his wife for her. And of course, these words and actions never matched up and he wasted her time for 2 years. It doesn't matter if you are with someone who says they are about to get a divorce or they are about to break up with their girlfriend for you. You should not be the sole reason that someone's relationship is ending. You should only be dating guys that are immediately available. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. For sure, on some occasions, a guy may end his relationship when he meets you, as he realizes he's not happy with his current partner. However, he would still need to grieve that relationship even if he fell out of love. And here is some food for thought. If you are choosing to date a guy that is already committed elsewhere, what does that say about your own self-esteem? Do you feel that you are not good enough to invest in a relationship with a guy that's willing to 100% fully invest into you? Do you not feel that you could do better? Or are you scared of being alone, therefore, sadly, willing to accept any relationship that comes your way? You don't want the same big things. A lot of people assume that everyone wants to buy a house, everyone wants to get married, and everyone wants to have children. Therefore, if their new partner says they don't want one of these things, they will just assume that they can change their mind later on down the road. This is actually toxic behavior. You need to accept a person for who they are when you first start dating them. If they tell you that they don't want children or they don't want to move to Alaska in 2 years, then you need to take that as a fact and think to yourself, do I want these things too, or should I break things off now so that I can find someone else who suits my goals and desires? I've seen so many of my friends have long-term relationships with guys, but then have to break things off down the road because one of them turns around and says, I don't want to get married now, I don't want to have children. Even though both parties knew at the start of the relationship that the other person was not interested in kids or marriage. So please accept what a guy says at the start of a relationship as truth, and don't expect a guy to end things with you if he knows that you want kids, and obviously he doesn't. Most likely, he will be happy for you to stick around and he will have his fill. The relationship does not progress. Okay, so I spoke about how some relationships don't always involve kids or marriage, but some common grounds could be living together. If this guy does not want to naturally progress with you, he's wasting your time. If he doesn't want to book days away, move in together and meet your family, he's wasting your time and is a huge red flag. If you confront a guy, which you should if you feel something is off, and he can't give you an exact answer of why he doesn't want to move in together or go on a 14-day trip to Hawaii together, it means he has something going on in his past or current present moment that is getting in the way of a relationship, and you don't have to wait for him to sort these issues out. You can just leave. He is too open. Being able to talk about exes is healthy. It's a part of your past life that you can't change. However, if a guy maintains an open, too friendly relationship with his ex, tries to badmouth your exes and shuts down any talk about exes, it's a red flag and a sign he is stuck in the past and unable to focus on the present moment with you. And if you can't stay in the present, well, the future isn't going to build itself. He won't open up. A guy that struggles to emotionally open up is a guy that has to unpack his problems with a therapist, not his girlfriend. Ladies, it has become the common norm for us to assume that guys are naturally shut off. That's just how they are. They don't need to talk about their feelings. Well, if that was correct, surely men would have had their emotions bred out of them through evolution, right? It's a tough world for guys, as there is a lot of stigma for a guy to say that he's having a tough day, that he's feeling sad, and for a guy to go to therapy. But please, ladies, it's a red flag if a guy doesn't open up to you. His self-healing is his job, not yours. And if you don't know much about him and he hides his feelings, it's not healthy. And for sure, if he opens up way too much, uses you as a therapist, this is also a red flag. He needs to be healthy and self-aware with his emotions. Otherwise, the relationship will always feel one-sided and you will end up feeling like you are sharing a life with a roommate.